The following production is rated S for satire. We are not professionals, nor are we clinically depressed. We do, however, suffer from long bouts of indecision and stagnation. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to our 45th episode of the Take That Depression podcast, Project CC. I'm Spencer. That's Kyler.
Hello.
Kyler, how we doing today?
I'm doing really good. Coming off of our last recording, I think that one went pretty good. We had a bit of technical difficulties, so hopefully we can skip that on this one. But I can see that you've had a huge upgrade in your setup since our last episode. You were pretty dark last episode, and now we've got the light on you. So how are you doing?
I'm coming out of my cage, and I'm doing just fine.
You gotta love it. We need more of that. Sneak those in more often. But last week... Go ahead. Okay. Last week we talked about Fenwin. This week we're coming in, and again, we're doing the Snowflake story writing method, where we're in the point where we're doing a 1-paragraph summary of our main characters that we're going to have for season 1 of Project CC. We did Maxis 2 weeks ago. We did Fenwin last week. We're going to do our final kind of main trio supporting character. And that's going to be Jaxson, who's the kind of masculine presenting supporting character. And then after that, we're going to do Garrix, which is the guild leader. And then we'll see where that takes us. But that might be... I think we have one more on the list that we might want to do, but we'll figure out if we're actually going to do them or not on camera.
We're kind of kicking things back and forth. Yep. We don't want to dive into it right away if it's something we want to hold off onto till later. So it's still hammering out the details, and we want to make sure we're prepared when we present it to you. Yeah,
exactly. And we don't want to beat a dead horse. I think 4 weeks of making a 1-paragraph summary of characters is kind of enough. We don't necessarily need to do more. I'd kind of like to get on to the next step to show you what the Snowflake method is all about. But I think if we tried to rush through all 4 of these characters in one episode, it would just it would be a mess. So we're taking them 1 week at a time, enjoying the process. We have our main character, like I said, done. We have our feminine supporting character done. So now we're on to the male supporting character, Jaxson. And I think that this, for me at least, this one is going to be a fun, interesting one to write, because this, not necessarily in the same vein, but this is going to kind of be our Sokka from Avatar: The Last Airbender, where we get to have a little bit of fun with him. We get to make him a little bit silly because he's not the main character. So I'm excited to dive into this one and see kind of where we end up.
Same.
So all that being said, I think we come back to it. We talked about species first with Fenwin last week, so I think we talk about that here. I don't think we need to go anything crazy. I think it's fine if Jackson's just a human here.
I was thinking the same thing as well. We've talked about introducing other races throughout the thing, but I don't think we need to get carried away. I think we decided it's mostly human, and as we find some other races, species, I don't know how
races is probably correct. Let us know in the comments if we're wrong. We'll fix it.
I need to be corrected if I'm wrong. But yeah, I don't think there needs to be a whole crazy different lizard people, aliens, dwarves, whatever. So I think for him, I agree, he's fine. I think just being regular old human.
Then what kind of build are we thinking for him? And what kind of a character? I get if we can reverse engineer. Because again, we started off Fenwin as being the muscle of the group. Where does that put Jaxson? If we've got the main character Maxis, who's kind of a medium build, lean, kind of scrappy, what does that leave Jaxson? Because we're not a magic forward world, so we don't have a wizard character.
I don't think he could be kind of I don't know. Do we want to take a step back to personality, and maybe that will reveal some physical.
Sure, that feels fine. Yeah. What are you thinking personality wise for him?
We obviously were talking a little bit of that comical character.
Yep.
I picture him being very charismatic.
Okay.
Like he can be. I feel like he can be goofy, but he doesn't have to be like dumb.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, that feels fair. And he could be maybe like not very like street smart, but he could be like in the dungeon. He's the go-to guy. He knows what's going on in the dungeon. He could maybe be like the not cartographer, but like the kind of guide. If you that's a trap, so you need to watch out for that.
I kind of like that almost roguelike kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't hate that. Yeah.
I like the idea of kind of meshing like the charisma of like a bard, where it's always like sweet talking and trying to persuade, wheeling and dealing. But then again, like you said, kind of the wits of like dungeons just click to him. He just kind of understands the trap. And maybe that's part of his character development. Up there on the surface, he never really kind of fit in. It was always whatever. But down in the dungeons, down in the depths, he gets it.
Yeah,
and maybe in a world full of adventuring, we kind of said Maxis doesn't want any of that. He fucking just is like announced. Maybe that's what this guy wants. He wants adventure. He wants riches. He wants to be, you know.
Yeah, to seek that the next level, the next chest, the next thing. He doesn't care, like kind of that, not adrenaline junkie, but the adrenaline junkie where you're like, you're pushing for every next floor to get to the next level of loot or whatever.
I don't know if money would be a drive for him, but maybe that's half the battle. Is he wants to retire. He wants wealth and riches and fame. He wants everybody to know his name. Dungeon Crawler Weekly.
Yeah. I think that wealth could definitely be a factor for him, and it doesn't necessarily need to be like wealth again to like push to the next level of the dungeon, to like kind of like you said, notoriety, or the magical items. He could be searching for something like that. Then that could even be like he's got a sick family member, so he's looking for the thing that could cure that or something like that. But I think that the money or the magical items that you get would be a drive for him. But at the core, it's probably money, like wealth. If you have enough money, you could pay someone to go find that thing that cures your sick family member. And then wealth is the driving factor for him. So then kind of knowing all those things, the personality wise, and that's not all of it obviously, but does that then push us to kind of a physical appearance? Do the roguish look, do we go smaller, spindlier?
I don't know about small. How small? Because are we talking like my height small, or are we talking smaller than that, like a halfling kind of thing?
I wouldn't go like halfling, but like the 5'2" to 5'5".
Cards framework. On the table, I'm 5'6", and I'm very proud of that 6.
Yeah, I would go like 5'2" to 5'5" framework kind of dealio. So a little bit shorter than you. And in my head, he would kind of be like narrower than you. You're kind of that stocky, like, but he would just kind of be like shrink you in a little bit, take you and then like pinch you down a little bit.
But like still kind of athletic. I feel like I don't know about like him being like a twig that someone just comes up, just snaps in half type deal.
Yeah, he would be the one, like, I don't know that he's out in the gym ever, but he's that person that like can always do just enough to do
flexibility and
again, he's like the the more finesse. He's not going to be holding up dungeon doors for people, but he's going to know what rock you need to push that is the button that opens the dungeon door for you, kind of dealio.
Yeah.
So that in my head it would be that like 5'2". He's definitely lean. Like he's again like low percent body fat, like 6 to 8% body fat. Like this dude is like he can crawl in all the crevices for dungeons, get in all the secret spots, all that stuff. Like that's the kind of thing that I'm thinking of for him. And
yeah,
again, subject to change, but yeah, I think that that's kind of where my head's at.
That's definitely a good base.
Okay, we will lock in 5'2", to 5'5" then. 5'2", to 5'5". Very lean build. Then for Fenwin, we did hairstyle, hair color, and eye color. Do we have a hairstyle that jumps out at us?
What would a charismatic hairstyle look like? What's a typical rogue hairstyle?
I feel like that's your like senator kind of like, not the comb over like a bald person, but just that like swoosh over. You got that like kind of hard part in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do know what you're saying. That feels pretty good.
Yeah, it would be like your politician, a younger politician kind of haircut. And again, I think like dark brown would work really well for that.
I agree. I was thinking even too like tanner skin.
Yeah, we could go. Some level of melanin going on there. Yeah, I don't hate that. That's a good bit. That's a good lore bit. How dark are we thinking?
I don't have like a level. I don't know how to like describe that.
Yeah, especially nowadays, that's
right. I don't want to be like, yeah. I'm gonna be just cards on the table. I don't want to like offend anyone.
Yeah,
I don't know
exactly.
like how any of that goes.
Yeah.
So maybe that's something we just discuss.
Yeah, and then
Kind
have
of
just a
first.
slider
And
and
then
this paint color from Sherwin-Williams is the color of his skin. Yeah,
there's
no, it feels super fair.
have you watched Delicious in Dungeon?
Yes.
You've watched all of that?
Yes.
The guy, he's with the other party. He's their party leader.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about?
I think so, yeah.
Kind of like skin tone like that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we can leave it there. We can talk off camera. So
I'm gonna apologize. I don't know how to like. Yeah.
Both of us being white men, it's not our place to tell anybody where, when, how they can be offended. So I'm fine with not touching it. And then eye color. Do we have any preference on eye color?
I can take it or leave it any color, to be honest.
Do we have? I don't think we have anything from Maxis. Yeah, I feel like green eyes would feel fine, like the hazily green, or just brown if we're gonna go.
Brown eyes would be fine. Yeah. Green eyes would be fine too. If prismatic color, I feel like I would trust people with the green eyes.
Yeah.
Put a pin in that, I suppose, and come back to that again. Circle it when we talk to like an artist about
Yeah, show us
concepts
brown and show
stuff.
us green, whatever.
Yeah.
All right, so then our notes as it sits right now for Jaxson are human, charismatic, bard X rogue, um, dungeon guide vibes. He always wants to push to the next level, and wealth is a driving factor for him.
Yep.
5'2" to 5'5", very lean build, dark brown comb over hairstyle. Again, I don't know exactly what that's called, but
I've seen some hairstyles, like anime hairstyles, and like I've seen a bunch. I can send you some too, kind of what I'm thinking too. Some really cool ones, but like you described with the comb over and stuff.
Yeah, I think that would kind of be a good thing to put in this document, of just like in the character area of like images, like this is what we're thinking for Jackson's armor. This is kind of the hairstyle that we want. This is the weapons that we might want him to wield, so that when we give that to a concept artist, it's like, here's all this stuff that you can already look at and take inspiration from. But that might be a good thing to start plugging in here pretty soon. Yeah, dark comb over hairstyle, a tanner skin tone, and then brown eyes tentatively. Is there anything else for him that you want to put?
I think that kind of, covers all the basics again, enough to get us started. Do we talk about personality, or does that kind of go with like?
We kind of did the pushing to the next level, and looking for wealth kind of thing. That is there anything else that you wanted to add to that? We don't have anything in this paragraph about him being a comedic character, if you wanted to add that in, or if we want to skip that altogether. Because he doesn't have to be comic relief. That could be Maxis, even if we wanted it to be.
I like the idea. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that. Like, I mean, obviously we could have him say funny things. It doesn't like have to be his whole personality. I like the idea of him also being like super genuine and like encouraging, charismatic, funny, like all those things. You know, Maxis is like unsure of himself and the people around and just lacks confidence. Fenwin is like, she's not very trusting, but she's calculative. She's smart. She's not going to get like rage baited into like attacking him. He can like be supporting him the whole time, the team, and be like, you guys got this, whatever.
We could make him like kind of the counter to both of them, where he's like genuine. He's very sure of himself. He's very trustworthy. Like if you give him like whatever, you know that he's not going to turn around and like spill the beans or stab you in the back in any way.
I like that.
So we can make him genuine, sure of himself.
I feel like the goofness can be just like how me and you kind of riff, like just at work, the random like quips and stuff like that.
Trustworthy. Yeah, that it feels like a kind of a balance to the other two. Then, not afraid to be funny when situation calls for it. And I think that's also the sign of a charismatic person, is to know when to do jokes to kind of lighten the mood or like gain someone's trust even. I think that's a good thing to have.
It's not like, oh, this like sad tragedy happens and he's just like a one-liner in there, like, that doesn't quite go there.
Yeah, exactly. I like that a lot. Let me read it back one more time. We'll double check if we need to add anything, and then we'll call it there. So we have human, charismatic, bard, cross rogue, dungeon guide vibes. He always wants to push to the next level. In the dungeon, wealth is a driving factor for him. 5'2" to 5'5". very lean build, dark brown comb-over style hair, a tanner skin tone, brown eyes, genuine, sure of himself, trustworthy, and then not afraid to be funny when the situation calls for it.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. Yeah, I think then we can leave that there, call it a day, and get out of your hair.
I feel like all these characters are coming to be like, I'm getting excited for it because again, it's like you still got to write like story and stuff like that, and it's very like pre-storyboard stuff. But I feel like we have enough here that like people can start like once we get it in action, people are like, oh, I really like these characters, or oh, this is my favorite character. So I'm excited to get to doing the dang thing.
Yeah, I think the next step is like in-universe, like backstories and situations that gave them these traits, like what caused Jaxson to be the dungeon guide. Like is it just his thirst for adventure, and what did that look like?
Backstories are fun.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of the next step. Once you get to the 1 page or more, you have to actually go in universe. Like right now, we're just like talking about the character at a very high level and what that means. But yeah, I think we're going to get into that, and that's when you get to really explore who they are and find out a lot of things. And like you said, that's when people really connect with the character. So I'm excited to see how this come together and what that means for the rest of this kind of snowflake method. It's been a lot of fun so far, and I can't wait to keep doing it. But I think that being said, as always, feel free to comment on anything, your honest feelings. If they are negative feelings, it would be great if those were accompanied by ways to fix that, so we can do better in the future. And if they're positive feelings, we always love to hear anything that you guys got for us. Any tips, pointers, whatever. Again, any kind of personality trait that we're missing out on here, let us know. Anything, everything. Let us know nothing. But we'd love to hear from you. Like us, follow us anywhere you can, or you upload on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you find us. Let us know. We would love to hear from you guys. So before we close out, anything else from you, Spencer?
I think that's all from me.
Awesome. As we always love to say then, stay safe out there.
And don't get mugged.
If you are struggling, please reach out to someone or dial 988 to get connected with someone at the National Suicide Hotline. You do not have to go it alone.